Hi there. I'm Linda Kay Gifford. And it seems like I start a lot of videos with a hearty fuck you. And this is going to be no exception, actually. Because after every live stream, it seems like somebody, if not somebody's message, don't come on the comment thread, whatever. It's like it's a secret if you message it to me. Something that then I need to take issue with. This time, my hearty fuck you, which I'm going to put right at the top so I can edit it out later when I have to use a little bit more decorum than I do with my friends and peers. Those who I talk to and coach know that I have a potty mouth, okay? So, deal. Anyway, so the message this time, okay, sorry, I'm Linda Kay Gifford. I am a sexual abuse survivor of many, many years of childhood sexual abuse at the hands of my very much older than myself ex-brother-in-law. This has left a huge impression on me in my life, and now I have a store. Actually, it's led me to work with women artisans all over the world. My store is feelgoodfairtrade.com. Please check it out. Sweet Survivor Rescue Fund is also a new charity that I've started. There are fundraising pages at GoFundMe and Facebook Fundraiser, and you can buy a $5 subscription now through this page. Open the shop, where I just have a couple of items. The bracelet's sold out. Sorry, I need to take that down. But the deal is, I got a message after talking yesterday telling me that at the age that I was, at the age of 10 or 11, I should have known better. I should have known better than to let my ex-brother-in-law touch me inappropriately or lead to years of abuse. So that's why I started with a hearty fuck you. I'm gonna have to edit that one out again. But now let's be real about that, and let's take that apart, and let's make it make sense for you. Because here's the deal, and why it gets under my skin. That's the same question. I mean, the number one question I've always asked myself is, why didn't I tell? Why didn't I tell? Why didn't I tell? But I finally, after decades of asking that question, I have an answer. And when I finally got the answer, I felt a sense of relief. You know, that's why I do this. That's why I'm on here talking. Yesterday, my hearty fuck you was to the person who messaged me to keep my dirty laundry essentially off of Facebook and shut the hell up. Someone from my hometown. Someone close enough to the situation that I'm not going to name them, not because I don't want to expose them, but because they're not worth it. They're not worth it. So here's the deal. Imagine you have no experience with sex. You don't know anything about sexuality. You've never seen a penis. You don't even know what your own body parts are really for. You have a rudimentary idea that babies are made when mommy and daddy love each other, kind of thing. That's the level we're talking about of understanding, that you're expecting someone to be able to discern between an appropriate encounter and an inappropriate encounter, especially with somebody who is supposed to be a trusted family member. So it was pointed out, I can't remember who, but I was watching or reading rather, someone talking about how when girls, actually it was watching, girls walking by construction sites or down the street as young as 11 and 12 years old are routinely whistled at and catcalled by men. Men who, I hesitate to even use that term because, in my opinion, any man who would sleep with anybody, even an 18-year-old, even a 19-year-old, that's sickening. That's sickening. They're teenagers, they're children. I'm about to digress, but I will get right back. I want to add in, stop using the term woman in conjunction with 17-year-old. A 17-year-old woman doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There is not a 17-year-old woman on this planet. I don't care if she's doing porn. I don't care if she's turning tricks. There is not a 17-year-old woman on this planet. 17-year-olds are children. And I implore upon you to realize so are 18 and 19-year-olds, probably 20 to 25. I don't think anybody has any business hooking up, getting married, starting families in their 20s. But that's a whole nother thing. So back to my situation and that of most people. When we live in a society that outwardly says we are against sexual abuse, but then also outwardly promotes the sexualization of children everywhere we look, at every turn, from the clothing being sold to them, to their parents to buy for them, thongs and see-through shirts over little spaghetti strap camis on 7-year-olds. Look it up. It's everywhere. I walked through the Bergner's adolescent department and about puked a few years back. It's like, if we're going to set up the dichotomy that you want to protect us girls and women, but you're going to sexualize us to the point that even little children are fair game, then don't turn around. Actually, I just got it. That is how you turn around, and that's why you then blame it on me. That's why it's my fault, because you can't get a grip on the idea that a child is a child. And you put that in me, and you made me believe that too. You made me and everybody in my boat, everyone being abused, believe that somehow this was on us at the point that we realized what was going on. Now, in my case, and what I am, again, imploring upon you to think about, in my case, and people who are that young, there's just no real understanding of what is right and what is wrong. Take the case of the Willis family. The Willis family singers, there's a bunch of them, and they were on America's Got Talent. Mom, dad, 4 daughters, a bunch of sons. I can't remember, a bunch of little kids too that weren't even in the band. It turned out, they got famous, and they finally figured out that the father had been raping the 4 older daughters for years. They were raised being, each one of them, having sex with their dad. And I watched the interview this week, and I got it. When they look at you, and you can see the innocence on their faces when they're telling you the truth, and I'm telling you the truth. When you are cultured into something at that young of an age, it takes a while to even figure out that this isn't what everybody's doing, that this just isn't part of life. You figure it out pretty quick, but then you're sickened and guilty, and then I've got people like you, son of a bitch, coming at me saying I am to blame for my own abuse, because you viewed a girl my age, a child my age. You still view children who are 14, 15, 16 as fuckable women, and they're not, and they shouldn't be. Some people go with this, if God gave you the ability to have a child at that age, then you're good to go, you're ready. And then we've got representatives in office that actually purport that women should be, girls should be matched up in marriage as teens. These are Christian, they call themselves, extreme Christian man rules thing, where They want to hand their daughter off to the person that they give them to. And they even openly, one of these representatives, I don't think he is in office anymore, but he did stay in office after the point that they, he was openly writing pornography, books about child pornography, books about having sex with children. And he's allowed to be a representative, which is a whole other subject I'd like to talk about, but not right now. But we're going to do that sometime soon. Why do we allow representatives who are crazy, hateful, don't believe in science, blah, blah? This gets back to what I've been kind of coming around to every day, every time we talk at least, is, yeah, I'm worried about democracy, because democracy means everybody needs to agree on the basics of where we're supposed to be arriving. We're supposed to be arriving at equality. We're supposed to be arriving at a point where food and education and housing, work opportunity, these things are available to everyone and equalized. If we all have the same goal, then we can vote as to how to get there. But when we've got crazies that want to take women back into a dark age, darker than, it's still pretty dark. And we've got some of the greatest liberties in the world here. So think how dark it is all over the world for women. This just can't go on. And I cannot feel connected to a democracy that allows for people who would try to take away the rights of others, not just figure out how to do the right things, how to get there, how do we pay for it, should we rob Peter to pay Paul, or whatever. Instead of those questions, if your fundamental question is, does this other human have the right to exist and have their opinion or their religion, then that isn't the groundwork that a democracy can function in. And that's not the groundwork that women's or trans or human rights in any way can flourish in. So I fight. And person who messaged me and everybody else, nobody has given more time, thought, or ass kicking to me than me about the thing you're slamming me for. And in the past, that would have hurt me very much, and I admit it hurts me a little bit right now. But I can't fix that. What I can do is try to make the world a better place for other women and girls. And what I can do is speak my truth and try to explain to you, instead of just saying, fuck you again, I could try to explain to you, if you will listen, what the experience of being a girl and a woman in the society is like. And I think the reason that you need to listen to my voice and people like me is because we took the worst of the brunt of what the sexualizing of children does to people, because we were the children having the sex with people that we did not want to be having it with. And I'll be goddamned if anyone's going to blame that on me ever again. First of all, me. I'm not going to blame it on me ever again. The shame is not mine. That's one of the steps. Actually, at the request of people that I talked to, the obvious next step was, and is in the process of being made right now, the things I tell you that I do every day so that I continue to have a happy and joyous life and continue to move forward in all of my endeavors, and even in my progress as a human being, even my own sex life. Everything keeps getting better and better, but that is a process of working at it. And there are just things that I have learned, and I'm I'm excited that I'm going to be able to have it in a shareable version very shortly for you, so that you can use these things too. If you are, and if you're watching this, you probably are a PTSD, sexual abuse survivor with PTSD. So, like I was talking about yesterday, I know you're my people already, and I'll have that for you. And it is very handy. I mean, these are the things I use. These are the things I do every day. So looking forward to finishing that project and getting it to you. Remember, the shame is not yours. Remember to use your words. Let's use your words. And we're going to talk way more about using your words on the next one. So I will talk to you then. Take care. I'm going to watch a movie or something.